Sunday services took an unusual twist today at one North Vancouver church. Videographer Alan Cohen has the story of a special blessing for worshippers of the small and furry variety.
It may look and sound like any typical Sunday morning church service, but if you look closely at the congregation, you may notice a few unusual faces. Today is the feast day of St. Francis of Assisi, the patron saint of animals, and in his honor, worshippers at St. John the Evangelist Anglican Church had the opportunity to have their pets receive an official blessing.
It just has always struck me that when we look at trying to find ways of connecting with God's love, that we've got them right there in our homes. We've got them flying by in the air. And why not just ask God's blessing upon these creatures that we share God's earth with?
For the past 7 years, the church has welcomed dogs, cats, birds, and rabbits for this special day.
She started doing the blessing of the animals, and they were just puppies, and I've been bringing them ever since. It's a wonderful feeling.
Are they good dogs now?
They're brats. He's a Rottweiler.
But while most of the pets were well behaved, some were overcome with excitement. But Checkers of the RCMP dog squad kept his cool.
Any help I can get helps out, so keep them healthy and keep them working.
Until next year, these furry critters can count on their owner's love as well as the blessings of a much higher power. In North Vancouver, Alan Cohen, Vancouver Television.
Apparently people bring their gerbils and hamsters down there too for blessings.
I don't think my cat would like that very much, having water sprayed on her head.
Yeah, probably.
For the next 3 weeks, thousands of nature lovers will be heading to the Adams River just west of Salmon Arm to watch this year's sockeye salmon run. For the past 3 years, the salmon have numbered in the thousands, but this year's run will number over 1 million. Videographer Alan Cohen has the details.
The Adams River, beautiful and serene on the surface, but below, one of Mother Nature's greatest spectacles is playing itself out. 1.5 million sockeye salmon are returning upstream to spawn and die in the river of their birth.
It's an extremely large run. This river is only 12 kilometers long, and to have 1.5 million fish in a river that's that short is pretty incredible.
As they return home from the ocean via the Fraser and Thompson rivers, the salmon undergo a transformation as they leave the salt water. Their scales turn a deep red and their heads bright green. Every 4 years, the salmon have a dominant run, which is many times larger than the previous 3 years. But the salmon won't be alone. Organizers at this point expect that upwards of 200,000 visitors will drop by the river just to see this special run.
It's great.
Absolutely
amazing. Yeah, we're from Manitoba, so we've never seen this before, so this is really nice to see. They're such strong swimmers to do something like this, incredible instinct.
Shows us how powerful nature is, and it's sort of a real phenomenon if you think that they come back every 4 years.
By the time the run ends later this month, roughly 8 million eggs will have been laid, and next spring the fry will begin the journey to the ocean via Shuswap Lake. But even in death, the salmon who make this journey have not come to the end of their usefulness.
As the fish continue to rot and deteriorate, those nutrients are going downstream into the lake, and they're going to fertilize the lake and provide valuable food for the phytoplankton that are in Shuswap Lake, which are going to be the food for the fry next spring. It's the death of one whole generation of fish and the rebirth of a new generation, and I think that's a very special event.
So the cycle of life and death on the Adams River goes on, leaving a lasting effect on visitors.
I can go home and tell my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren to, by all means, come up and see the Adams Salmon Run.
On the Adams River, Alan Cohen, Vancouver Television.
Isn't that incredible? Sure. I've got to get up there one of these years. I've lived here all my life and never seen it. You haven't seen it yet, have you?
No, I haven't seen it, but I like you. I think I very much like to see it. Maybe this year, maybe this weekend. I better leave now.
Well, if you are interested in checking out the run this weekend, here are some facts. The center for the run is located at Roderick Hague Provincial Park. It's about 430 kilometers by car from Vancouver, and that translates into about a 4.5 to 5 hour car trip.
There are motels and lodges near the site and in the nearby town of Chase. The park is located roughly between Salmon Arm and Kamloops. By the way, a fee of $3 for parking. That also gets you access to the site, nature trails, and displays. And stay with us because there's more news here on Vancouver.
Thanksgiving dinner, the Surrey Food Bank is facing some tough times. Although there's plenty of food, donations are down by so much the food bank may have to close its doors by November 30th. Videographer Alan Cohen has the story from Surrey.
Take a look around the Surrey Food Bank. You'll notice the shelves are full of donated food, but what you won't see is the biggest problem facing the food bank: money.
The Surrey Food Bank's run out of money. The end of November, it looks really, truly like we're going to have to close unless the community comes forward and helps us.
Barry Shiles has weathered these storms before, but this time it's not a lack of food donations. Instead, it's money needed for things like rent, electricity, and the 5 permanent and 2 part-time staff members.
We had to tell them that they were laid off as of November 30th, and I'm hoping that it doesn't have to happen because some good donors come through, some good people come through to help us.
Shiles says that while it would be great to have a major donation by a company or individual, that's not how the food bank usually makes ends meet.
We get no funding other than donations, and most of our donations are in the $10 to $50 bracket. It's people reaching in their pocket. It's little people.
The Surrey Food Bank serves 125,000 people. 45% are children.
When you're enjoying your turkey and your gravy and your biscuits, think about those in the community who are having a hard time. And there's a lot of them out here. And reach in your pocket and be generous. I know things are tough, but you know, every penny helps.
In Surrey, Alan Cohen, Vancouver Television.
With the population growth of the Lower Mainland, park space becomes even more precious. That's why how that space is going to be shared can be an emotional issue. Last night, the Vancouver Park Board decided to increase the number of parks where dogs can roam without a leash to 25. Dog owners love it, but not everyone is so happy about the decision. Alan Cohen reports.
Hey, who wants to play with my ball?
Since late last fall, dogs have been able to run free at 4 designated parks on a trial basis in Vancouver at certain times of the day. Last night, the park board voted 6-1 to increase the number of parks to a maximum of 25. Not every park board member was happy with the decision.
If you don't have a yard that's big enough for it, you don't have a dog. That's the kind and proper thing to do for a dog. Don't expect me to provide you with a yard. That's irresponsible.
Today, the proposed changes were the topic of conversation among dog owners.
I think Dogs Off Leashes is a fantastic program. There should be more areas in the city where you can take your dog off the leash.
And non-dog owners alike.
Well, it's good in one respect that it gives freedom for the dogs and the dog owners, but as long as they clean up after the dogs, and I have no problem with that at all.
Well, I believe dogs should be on leashes. Although early in the morning, I believe the dog owners should let their dogs run loose, provided they clean up afterwards.
The park board sees this project leading to more responsibility among dog owners.
Hopefully the community of dog owners themselves out there will be able to demonstrate to the people that don't like dogs that they can coexist in a pleasant and peaceful manner.
Back at Balaclava Park, the reaction was favorable.
People have to be responsible, and I think that starts in a neighborhood like this. You know, even the neighborhood should be responsible as well, and have maybe a little of their own enforcement.
I find there's a lot more dogs coming here than normally would be here, and they're coming from far away. So yeah, they definitely, if they're going to do it, they definitely need more parks.
At Balaclava Park, Alan Cohen, Vancouver Television.
As many families enjoy Thanksgiving dinner tonight, the Salvation Army has been busy preparing hundreds of meals for the less fortunate. This year, efforts to help the needy got an extra boost. Videographer Alan Cohen has the story.
It's starting to get busy at the Salvation Army's Harbor Light Center. Enough veggies, pumpkin pie, stuffing, and most importantly, turkey are being prepared for up to 800 Thanksgiving meals. For head chef Pierre Couteau, that means not much sleep.
I slept since Friday, maybe 7-8 hours, and we've been going basically around the clock.
Next to Christmas, this is the biggest dinner of the year.
You know, the Salvation Army works on this principle. We must put on this dinner. We must provide the food, and we take whatever we have and we make sure that people will have this food, and we will look after the bills as they come in later on.
Major Fame and his staff aren't alone. Employees from the downtown branch of the Home Depot are pitching in with extra food and plenty of elbow grease.
What we wanted to do was to pick something where we knew we could make an impact, and being Thanksgiving, a family time, and the area being the area it is, we felt this was an appropriate way to invest our community investment dollars.
It makes us feel like we're helping people, like we're doing something good for the community that, you know, other people might not take the time out to do.
Well, a lot of these people probably don't get a break very often, you know, and this way you can help them out.
As well as helping out, these volunteers may even learn a thing or two.
Hopefully I'll learn how to make gravy a little bit better than I make it at home. It just makes you feel good.
I guess it's an indication of the realization of the bountiful goodness that they receive in this life, and it's a way of just sharing some of that goodness with other people who are less fortunate.
In East Vancouver, Alan Cohen, Vancouver Television.
We have a story about food to wrap up this Thanksgiving edition of Live at 5. It's also a story about father and son, a dream come true, and an international moment of limelight for Vancouver. Here's VTV videographer Alan Cohen.
What are you guys making? We're making Creole spiced chicken with lots of essence, and a green bean salad with tons of garlic and horseradish and all kinds of things. You gonna whip up the sauce?
When he's not fighting crime, Constable Warren Lemke of the Vancouver Police Department likes to relax by cooking with his son Matt. Their favorite type of food? Cajun. They get tips from watching their favorite show, Essence of Emerald. For the uninitiated, Emerald is the host of one of North America's hottest cooking shows.
Matt came up to us one day and said that he wanted to go on the show. And we knew that it was very hard to get tickets. Apparently it's a lottery to get them, so I didn't think he'd get them. And I told him if he did get the tickets, we would pay to go to New York.
No sooner had Dad made the offer, Matt put pencil to paper, and a few weeks later...
Deans, how you guys doing? Where are you from?
Vancouver, Canada.
Came all the way here?
Yep.
Well, welcome. How about that? Vancouver, huh? Welcome.
We were fortunate enough that they asked us to sit up at the food bar. There's only 4 people that get to do that, so they asked us if we wanted to. We said sure. And then after the show, Emerald asked us to come backstage, and we got pictures taken with him, and he gave us autograph pictures.
Have you ever forked a lemon? No. I mean, you can be honest. We're all friends here. It's okay.
Warren and Matt presented Emerald with an official Vancouver Police Department shirt. Then, on a show taped later that month, he wore it.
We'll add a little essence for you, too, just like that. That's it.
I saw the show a little while after that, and there he was, big as life, wearing the VPD shirt.
Surprised?
Very surprised. Yeah, it was a nice surprise. It was good.
It was the talk of the department. And what does the future hold for Matt?
Go back to New York.
And become a famous chef?
Yeah.
So for the time being, Warren and Matt will keep serving up spicy dishes for Mom and Sis. Alan Cohen, Vancouver Television.